Today at Commander Replay, we check out some General Kudro Shadowborn Apostles, next on Commander Replay. We have 3 new Patreon supporters. We've got Cassie Wilson, we've got Dom Harry, and we've got Bake Sale. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link if you're buying Ikoria and Commander 2020 cards, as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. And finally, if you want to sign up to play paper webcam games with me for the cost of $10, please check the Eventbrite link in the description below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some General Kudro of Drannith today, and we are playing a Shadowborn Apostles deck. I'm not in love with this opening hand. It's got lands. Needs some card draw. It's really what it needs. Villas is going to be really slow. This one's got a Grim Harry Specs. I like that a little bit better. I'm wondering if my Shadowborn Apostle count is a little bit too low. We'll go ahead and keep. So I've never built a Shadowborn Apostle deck before, and, the struggle is real of once you jam a bunch of Shadowborn Apostles in the deck, that doesn't leave a lot of room for other stuff. I thought this would be an easier task than it was, and it turns out it's a little bit harder than I had initially anticipated. So we'll see how things go. There's a Black Market. Black Market's pretty cool, right? Let's play the Scrubland, play a Shadowborn Apostles, and we'll pass the turn like that. That's a turn 1 Soul Ring for Tyrant of Ruin. Oh, by the way, today's video is sponsored by Tyrant of Ruin, who is in the game with us today, and they'll be piloting Mikaeus the Unhallowed. So thank you to Tyrant for sponsoring this video. You know, at first I came up with just like a normal human build of General Kudro, and then I was messaging him, and I'm like, wait a second, what if we make this a Shadowborn Apostles deck? And here's what I like about it, is that it gives other humans you control +1/+1, which turns them into 2/2s, which actually makes your creatures pretty reasonable attacker blockers for 1 mana. And then you can also turn them into removal, which is pretty cool, and you get to exile things out of the graveyard. So that's like a lot of utility off of your 1/1s, which I think is pretty sweet. So I think this could be a really cool Shadowborn Apostles deck, but I do have that feeling right now like I'm not running enough Shadowborn Apostles, so that's probably a thing. While I was talking, opponent had themselves a nice little turn of Mana Crypt into Talisman, so going to be a lot of mana coming down on turn 2 for our opponent. Right here, we don't have anything to do with 2 mana, so I guess play the Windswept Heath, crack the Windswept Heath. I think there's a Mistveil Plains in this deck. Don't know if we need it for anything really, but seems like the turn to get it if we do. We do have a Mistveil Plains, we'll grab that. Tap out our land, go to combat, get in with the pokes. Extra planar lands, nice. Opponent's going to get themselves some double mana. They are playing regular swamps today. So that being the case, I might just grab a regular swamp with this Polluted Delta, since we will get double mana. And if we could get, it probably won't happen, but if we could get Black Market into play sooner, that would make me happy. Wayfarer's Bauble for opponent, yeah. Get some mana ramp going. So I think I kind of skimmed over it earlier, but let's take a look at what General Kudro of Drannith actually does. It's 1 white black for a 3/3. Other humans you control get +1/+1. When it or another human enters the battlefield under your control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Built-in graveyard exile. Pretty good. Gonna shut down the graveyard decks, I think, very nicely. And then finally, pay 2, sacrifice 2 humans, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So there's actually some pretty cool utility. You can blow up some pretty nasty stuff at the cost of sacking 2 humans and paying 2 mana. And that's a lot of good abilities all built into your commander. A lot of things to do with that. So I'm excited about what this can do with the Shadowborn Apostles deck. Now, before I built this deck, I did have like a normal human build of General Kudro also, so I'm sure we'll be seeing that at some point as well. But once I started thinking about the Shadowborn Apostles thing, I couldn't stop thinking about it, so here we are, Shadowborn Apostles. Opponent does lay down there Scarab God. Seems like it's going to be pretty good. Ooh, there's a Mentor of the Meek. Let's get the Polluted Delta, crack Polluted Delta, get a Swamp. And I guess we just play the Grim Harry Specs right here. I really want to make sure we get some card draw should the worst happen. And we'll take a little poke over to Tyrant. Ooh. I wonder if Mentor of the Meek is maybe not the best for this deck. Since it pumps the humans up, I guess they're still 2/2s. They'll still fit. Yeah, it's probably fine. But, we're in black. So I was thinking, like later in the game, it could be pretty cool. It's like, play an Apostle, draw a card. Play an Apostle, draw a card. But, we're in black. It may just make sense to be like an Ambitions cost or Promise of Power, something that just draws cards easily. We could also go with a God of Turtle Bantu, which we see our opponent dropping down right there. So as long as everything holds up, I'm really thinking the Black Market next turn, because we got a mono black opponent, an Izzet opponent, and a blue black opponent. Enchantments are probably going to be pretty durable, given our opponents at the table. There's only, a handful of things. Ugin's always a concern. There's some colorless things that deal with it, but enchantment removal is not the forte of any of our opponents' decks at the moment. Opponent to get down a Jet Medallion, by the way. It's a pretty good one. 2 cards I wanted to get into the deck, 3 cards actually, so now that I'm thinking about it. Wanted to get them in, but I started the game up before I thought about it, but Altar of Dementia, because we do have a lot of graveyard shenanigans in this deck. But also I think this could be like a pretty fun ad nauseum deck, and also there's one other card I looked at, Josh Lee Kwai's Shadowborn Apostle list. There's a 5-mana black spell that I think it's like essentially you exile a card from your graveyard, and then you get to put all the cards with the same name into your hand, I think is how it works. It's 5 mana, and I forgot to get that thing in as well. Probably going to be pretty handy when you're playing an Apostles deck. So a couple little tweaks I'm going to have to make to this deck after the game. Probably a few more than that, because like I said, I am feeling a little bit low on Apostles right now, but it is really a balancing act because you don't want a handful of just Apostles either, because you really need to draw some cards to get this deck going. If you draw a handful of like lands and Apostles, that's not going to do that much for you. You really need to draw cards. I've seen the Athreos Shadowborn Apostles deck many times over the years, and the biggest thing is it just runs out of cards so easily. So trying to balance all that out, get that card draw in there, and make sure you're drawing things that are reasonably impactful other than the Apostles. Opponent's going to Bury You Alive. 4 mana to activate that ability. They got one floating. Ooh, they can go straight for one right here. Don't know if I love that. What did we go for? We got a Newscraft Mob, a Gravecrawler, and an Undead Alchemist. Okay, it could be worse. Could be so much worse. Opponent lets it go, doesn't reanimate anything. Interesting. Maybe holding up some counter magic or something. Brings it back to our turn. There's an Isolated Chapel. We'll play the Isolated Chapel. Let's get the black market right here. Open blue-black mana. Open blue-black mana is scary. We're on 5 mana. Maybe we just go Commander's Fear, Mentor of the Meek. That's a little bit safer, I think. Let someone else eat this counterspell. Maybe we go for our commander. Let's go for our commander. So get Commander's Fear. Yeah, opponent's holding up priority. Trying to go for a black market there just doesn't feel like it's going to work. General Kudro coming into play. Yep, there's the counterspell. Glad we didn't go for the black market. Since we have nothing else going on, we'll send the Grim Harry specs into the Jori and opponent. Let's take a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up, as we mentioned already, Tyrant of Ruin piloting Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Mikaeus, a super nasty card. Many, many ways that Mikaeus can beat you. When it comes into play, you need to get rid of it. That's a Shieldred. Shieldred's super nasty. See if anyone wants to get rid of that. I bet they wish they saved that counterspell now. And opponent going to send the God Eternal Bantu over to the Scarab God opponent. Continuing on, we've got 2 Weens piloting Jorian Rune Diver. And fun little deck. They get to draw a card every time they cast their second spell each turn. So I did face their deck one time in paper not that long ago. And it's a fun little deck. It's got some cool little things going on, so we'll keep an eye out for those. And then finally, we've got Easy Peasy Lemon Queasy piloting the Scarab God and having themselves a pretty good start. They got a lot of mana ramp. They've been countering stuff. Scarab God's in play. They did some graveyard searching. So all very good things. Opponent trying to block into the Menace. And that's going to be a no-go on the Menace. Down to 27 they go. That's a Thassa God of the Sea coming into play for Jorian. Yeah. Bunch of upkeep triggers for the Scarab God. We got a Mana Crypt, we got a Scarab God trigger, and we got a Shieldred trigger. So theoretically, they could use the Scarab God to exile one of their things, bring it back, and then sacrifice it to the Shieldred. Now, if they have an instant speed spell, they could get a token off of the Newscraft Mob. And that would be pretty interesting. Play around the Shieldred a bit. Instead, they're going to go for the Undead Alchemist. So I think they're just going to throw that one under the bus. So, Alchemist exiled, feeds it to the Shieldred. No, feeds their Scarab God to the Shieldred. So, Scarab God to the graveyard, it'll go back to their hand at the end step. And they do have themselves 1 Undead Alchemist in play. And they'll get the Scry X. X will be 1. And we'll all lose 1 life in addition to the Scry. Opponent stays at 26. Gravecrawler into play. That'll be nice Shieldred fodder. Ooh, Farika's Libation. Gonna force opponent to sacrifice a creature. It's either gonna be God Eternal Bantu or the Shieldred. You probably go for the Bantu because you can just bring it back with the Shieldred, right? Yep, opponent sacrifices the Bantu. If we get our commander, we can exile it. That's a thing. May think about that. Do need to get this black market going, though. Shieldred with black market's gonna be pretty good. Farika's Libation just went down, and that is a pretty good source of enchantment removal for colors that don't really have it, so feeling pretty good. Scarab God comes back at the end step to the hand. So it brings it back to our turn. Shielded trigger on us. Definitely going to be the Apostle. So we're going to sacrifice the Shadowborn, and we'll get to draw a card with the Harry Specs. Excellent. We draw another Shadowborn. I was hoping that might happen. Play this Tainted Field. Got some choices here. How much mana are we going to have? We're going to have 7 mana. Our commander's on 5 now, which isn't amazing. Do I care if opponent gets God Eternal Bantu back? Not really. I mean, they might use it to draw some cards, but what are they going to sacrifice? They'll sacrifice... Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Well, I guess we could go... Yeah, we could go like Kudro and then Mentor. What did I say? 7? No, that's going to cost 8 mana. We don't have 8. We'll let them have the God... Yeah, we'll let them have it. I'll think about dealing with it next turn. Right now, I think I want the card draw more than I want anything. So play Mentor of the Meek. Play Shadowborn Apostle. Pay 1. Draw a card. It's a land. Well, I guess that's it. Keep attacking Jori since they don't have that much going on. One's going to get back their God Eternal Bantu. Yep. See what they want to sacrifice. Maybe the Jet Medallion, but Jet Medallion's pretty good. Doesn't sacrifice anything. Stays right there, so yeah, that's fine. Cage Sun for opponent. That's a pretty good one. We could get them pretty good if we... Ooh, yeah, we can blow up artifacts and big creatures. I think that's what we're doing on our next turn. I think that is what we're doing. Opponent's going to send the Shieldred over to the Scarab God. Gravecrawler cannot block, so if they want to throw this thing in front... never mind, it has Swamp Walk. Jorian's turn, Thassa will trigger. Shieldred trigger, no creatures to sacrifice. They get to scry one. Solemn Simulacrum into play. Opponent sacrifices the Gravecrawler. Seems like a pretty easy sacrifice right there. Mana Crypt flip on them. Wins the flip. Sidisi coming into play. Yeah, that's a good one. Opponent's going to exploit. Sacrifices the Sidisi. That's a Damnation. A little sad about losing the Mentor or the Meek. Didn't get to draw a ton with it, but we should draw 2 off of the Grim Harry Specs right here. Bantu will do the thing. Solemn Simulacrum will draw a card, and we'll get to draw 2 cards off of the Harry Specs. Sad our black market wasn't in play for that. Oop, and there's 2 Shadowborn Apostles. I know we could absolutely crush opponents if we played Austere Command right here. Oh, but maybe we wait one more turn. Mikaeus is pretty nasty, though. Because if we blow up the rocks, opponents have been... Tyrant's been missing land drops. Scarab God looks like they missed 1. Oh, but yeah, they're getting double off the extra planar. Maybe we are on the Austere Command. Maybe we are. Uh-oh, that's a Bajuka Bog. Who's getting it? Punted at the Shieldred. Yeah, they've got a little bit of a blood feud going on right there. So that means that we don't necessarily have to deal with their graveyard, but also a really big deal that it didn't hit us. Caught a break right there. This deck needs a bog. There's the Swords of Plowshares. Sweet. Play the Flooded Strand. Crack the Flooded Strand. Get Godless Shrine untapped. Make a white with Commander's Fear. Sacrifice Commander's Fear. Draw a Shadowborn. Yeah, lay down this Austere Command. We'll go, what, Artifacts and Enchantments? Artifacts and Enchantments. It's just going to hit our opponents so hard. Opponent's saying, ouch. Yep. Press F for opponent's board state. And keep dropping them Apostles. So when we sacrifice 6 of these, we can search for a demon and put it onto the battlefield. We've got a few choice demons. We've got maybe 4 or 5 good ones. Runescar Demon, Razaketh, Vilis, Harvester of Souls, and there might be 1 or 2 more other ones. Opponent's pressing F for the board state. Opponent Demonic Tutors for a land. That's going to be an Urborg. Jori coming into play. Spellbook for opponent. They're going to cast their second spell, draw a card. Yeah. No max hand size. Altar of the Pantheon. Mana and Devotion. Opponent leaves up what suspiciously looks like counterspell mana. It's not great. Just want to get this black market into play. Don't like my chances. Here comes the Scarab God back to play. Yep. And opponent's going to counter that Scarab God. Excellent. So we got the counterspell out of the way. We should be all set to get our black market going. Unfortunately, I would love to exile some stuff out of their graveyard. Yeah. No, I guess we can wait. Yeah, okay, so Scarab God's countered. We have another turn, so let's get the black market this turn. Probably black market, Shadowborn, hold up, Swords of the Plowshares. Ooh, that's a Dusk to Dawn. That'll be handy. That'll be handy. Not just yet. Not anything we need to blow up, but a few turns from now, I'm thinking so. So let's get the black market into play. Play Shadowborn Apostle. Do some attacking. Tyrant's at 38. He's got 3 lands. Scarab God, we'll split it. 1 and 1. So, you know, if we could ever get our commander into play, those would be 2/2s, and that actually seems decent. Not overwhelming, but decent. Now, if you get a second Anthem into play and you got 3/3s, that's when you really get down to business. So opponents take a hit for 1 each. Here's a Zulaport Cutthroat. That's a good card. And best of all, Zulaport Cutthroat tends to feed the black market. Opponent's going to get the Scry one with the Thassa. Gadwick the Wizened. Opponent's going to pay X and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Seems pretty good. So opponent getting themselves some card draw. I think we're getting close to that place where we want some card draw as well. Opponent's going to play a Fervor and draw a card. Yeah, Fervor's good. Thassa now animated. It's a creature. It's a 5/5. Opponent's got some damage if they want to hit things. See where they want to go. Yep, Thassa our way. Gaddock our way. I'm going to block. I'm going to put a counter on the black market. Protect our life total a little bit. So our creature dies. We take 3, and we'll get a counter on black market. Scarab God coming back to play. How many creatures are actually in opponent's graveyard? They've got the Newscraft Mob still. They've got Gravecrawler. And they've got Sidisi. Means we probably want to get our commander, but I'm also thinking about this Runescar Demon. Although maybe we can... There's a Shadowborn Apostle. Maybe we can use the Runescar Demon. Maybe we can wait a turn and then just use Dusk to Dawn to clear up everything that might be a problem. Although, Sidisi gets combo pieces. That's a thing. Okay. So that being the case, let's get our commander. We get 1 black mana off the black market. Play our commander. Let's exile the Sidisi. We can play the Shadowborn Apostle, or we can sacrifice these 2 Apostles and blow up the Scarab God. I think I'm just going to play the second Apostle. Exile the Newscraft Mob. That leaves only the Gravecrawler in opponent's graveyard. And so exile the Newscraft Mob. Graveyard removal on a commander. So good. So good. Can't swing really through the Jori. I guess we send these over to Tyrant. Get some damage in over there. Now I feel pretty good because if a board wipe happens, we still have the black market. So opponent takes a little hit and brings it back to their turn. And they stuck. Mana Crypt for opponent. Ooh, a Flame Shadow Conjuring. Nice. Maybe we Swords in the Thassa. While it's animated, that's a pretty hard card to deal with. I actually am a little bit worried that opponent might exile our Mentor of the Meek. With the Scarab God? I actually know there's a Solemn Simulacrum. That's probably the one they go for. Okay. We're safe. Oh, that's a Frost Titan. Frost Titan might need to get shot. Opponent's going to tap our commander. Yep. Ooh, and then Gaddock's going to tap something. Okay. Opponent's got mana for the Flame Shadow Conjuring. This all seems very good. It's going to tap our Shadowborn. Makes a copy. It's going to tap down the Zulaport. Okay. Ooh, opponent plays a Force of Despair. So that's going to blow up the Frost Titans. With that on the stack, I'm going to Swords the Thassa. Ooh, Scarab God is probably going to reanimate a Frost Titan. Opponent's going to activate the Can't Be Blocked mode on Thassa. Thassa gets exiled. Opponent gains some life. Force of Despair kills the Frost Titans. We get two counters on black market. Our board gets tapped out, but opponent's attackers have been pretty heavily neutered. Just 5 damage left. 3 coming our way, 2 over 2 Tyrant. Opponent's got a Scarab God trigger. Get back the Frost Titan? No, gonna go for our Mentor of the Meek. I did want that one. Does hurt a little bit. Here comes Gravecrawler back to play. Mentor of the Meek. Oh yeah, opponent going for the card draw. Gets themselves an extra card. Brings back to our turn. There's a Shambling Vent. One of our guys does not untap. Play the Shambling Vent. We've got some mana floating. So if we Dusk now, that'll get rid of Scarab God. It's probably a good idea. Gets rid of the Mentor. It'll get rid of the Gaddock. And then we're set up to use the Dawn half. And there's a bunch of we get back a bunch of Apostles. Maybe we wait just a little bit on the Dawn half. But I do think it's time for Dusk. This will blow up our commander. Forgot about that. Scarab God ability. If we can recast our commander, then we can exile it. Force him to pay the commander's tax. No, I think we're going to be short right here. Yep, we are too short. So next turn, if the black market sticks. So yeah, if we do flash this back, then we can get a demon with the Shadowborn Apostles. Maybe we do that. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Ooh, we're going to be 1 short. Oh, that's so frustrating. Well, I guess this turn, maybe that wasn't the right play. This turn getting away from us just a little bit. I think we swing into 2 Weens. The Scarab God's scary too, though. I mean, it's only 2 damage. It's probably not going to be backbreaking. Yeah. Scarab God goes back at the end step. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Destroy all creatures. Lands don't untap during their next untap step, so we're going to get a ton of counters on the black market. Now we start thinking about Runescarred Demon, Rise of the Dark Realms. And 1 Zulaport Cutthroat trigger. 11 counters on black market now. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Jori back to play. Flame Shadow Conjuring. Does not use. It's legendary. Berserker's Onslaught. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. Pretty good card. Opponent gets a draw off of that. And opponents and creatures they control do have haste. Yeah, opponent leaving 3 mana up right there. That's pretty scary. Makes me not want to try a Rise of the Dark Realms. Whatever we do, it needs to resolve. That's a given. Opponent's going to hit us for 4 with their commander. Yep. Got a nice little game of attrition going on right here. Everyone drawing just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Tyrant really far behind. Kind of feel bad for him, but it is a Mikaeus deck, so if I don't do that, he will just win. Play like any Fleshbag Marauder type of effect into a Mikaeus, Grey Merchant, any of that stuff, all bad times. Even just value from like a Solemn Simulacrum is pretty backbreaking. Here comes Scarab God back to play. Hopefully this eats the counter for us. It resolves. Man, I don't think Runescarred Demon. Man, opponent's got 4 cards in hand. That seems risky. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Strip Mine. 11 black mana. Let's go. Do we save the Dawn? Maybe we try to get Commander and then Dawn. Or maybe we go Dawn. Do we have enough? So how much? What is it going to be? It's going to be 7 plus 9 is 16. Here, play this land. 16 to go Runescarred and Rise of the Dark Realms. That's 11. We'll have, we'll be, are you kidding me? We'll be, what, 1 short? Oh, 2 short on the Dawn. If that fails. Let's try the Runescarred. I don't think Runescarred is going to make it. Nope. Thought Collapse, counter target spell, puts top 3 cards of the library into the graveyard. That's fine. Don't be any of the demons we need. Nope, we're good. Okay, so now we try the Dawn. Actually, let's get our commander first. Make sure we have enough. And then we'll have 6 and exactly enough to sacrifice. Wait, nope. Oh, we're going to be 1 short on the sacrifice? Really? So maybe we just go Dawn, then get Villas, shoot Scarab God? We're not going to have enough, are we? It's a black to shoot with the Scarab God. Oh, we need more mana. Black market not doing enough yet. Not doing enough yet. Next time, though. Oh, wait. No, if we don't cast our commander, I think we're fine. Yeah. If we don't cast the commander, we should be good. So, play Dawn. I don't know if I've ever used this card before, but like maybe once. It's not a card I get to use often. It's just not the type of deck that I play. Oh, right. They go to hand. They don't go to play. Forgot about that. Yeah, and I think we'll have exactly enough to sacrifice and get a demon. All right. We got an army of 1/1s. Getting pretty nervous about the Scarab God. We need to take them out. If nothing crazy happens, it may actually make sense to just go for our commander and swing first. Yeah, that might be the most logical thing. They're probably going to copy our Runescarred Demon. That would be my guess. They could probably also get a Frost Titan in there too. Ugh. Maybe not, if that's the case. Opponent does drop a land. There are other lands do not untap though, so given the turn up right there. Jori's turn, Mana Crypt flip. Preordained for opponent. Signet draws a card. Izzet opponent says they're supposed to be playing big creatures. Hasn't really panned out for them. Yeah, 3 black decks at the table. A lot of creature removal. We're supposed to be playing Shadowborn Apostles, and it's turn 10, and we finally have a reasonable number of Apostles. We do have to be a little bit careful. We're at 22 off of a couple attacks and some Scarab God triggers, and if Scarab God is allowed to stay in play, that life loss thing is going to wear us down quickly. It makes me not want to go for Villas. The card draw is good, but we could put ourselves into a very precarious situation. Ooh, opponent passes with all their mana up. Can't say I love that. Wonder if they're just, like, stuck. Yeah, here comes the Runescarred Demon. Opponent's going to get to tutor. All of that really makes me not want to sacrifice our Apostles into what could be a Rift. Opponent's going to tutor. Opponent could go infinite mana and exile all the graveyards. Wouldn't be great if they run the Gravecrawler combos. Opponent will scry 1 and we'll lose 1. Opponent going to do some attacking first. Scarab God into the Jori. Toxic Deluge X3. All right, well, guess we have to use the Apostles then. Sacrifice 6 Apostles. We've got 3 choices. Harvester of Souls, Razaketh, and Villas. I'm going for Villas. We might get blown out here. A lot of open blue mana, but we have to go for our best thing. We need card draw so badly right now. We just have to hope it sticks. That's all we can really do at this moment. Brings it back to our turn. 17 mana from the black market. Well, play the Westvale Abbey. Start shooting stuff. Let's get rid of the Scarab God. Oh, that's 2 life, huh? Well, definitely have to get rid of the Scarab God. Any more than that might be a stretch. Another Apostle. There's the coat of arms. Would have been nice last turn. Zulaport Cutthroat is some pretty good life gain. Finish off the Scarab God. We should have went for the Harvester of Souls first. Whoops. So Scarab God trigger. If we get our commander back, we can exile it and finally put an end to all that nonsense. Still got 12 mana floating. We're down to 11. We got to be a little bit careful about what we do. Let's get our commander. Exile the Scarab God. We did it. We did it. Get Zulaport Cutthroat. Let's exile the Frost Titan. Get Harvester of Souls. Actually, ooh, we can flip over Westvale, I think. Yeah, if we play a couple more Apostles here. All right, all right. We've got 3 Apostles in hand. It's 5 to flip over Westvale. Okay. Let's go Shadowborn. Exile more stuff. Shadowborn, exile Gadwick. Shadowborn, exile Gravecrawler. Make sure we don't get Gravecrawler comboed. Oh, we're not going to have enough for the Harvester of Souls, are we? That makes me sad. No, we can't get Harvester and Westvale Abbey. Maybe we wait on the Westvale Abbey then. Yeah. Next turn. Next turn. Actually, we should probably get rid of the things that we, like, lose to. Again, we're 1 short. This is a game about being 1 short on every single thing that we do. Well, we could get Dictate, I guess. Yeah, let's get Dictate. Shoot a Shadowborn. Draw another Apostle. Is there anything we get with the Enlightened Tutor that's, like, good and helpful? I don't have the deck list pulled up. It's not helpful. Then do that 1 more time. So we go down to 7, but Zulaport is going to gain us some life. Dictate will trigger. Black Market will trigger. Oh, Zulaport's only 1 life. I thought it was the other one. The other one of them. Each opponent loses 1 life. Yeah, it's not Extort. Okay. Might want to think about some life gain. Send Villas over to the Scarab God. Opponent goes down to 5. Let's play a Shadowborn. Do we have 2 white permanents? We do not. Play a Shadowborn and pass the turn. Kudro gets to exile something. Let's go for opponent Zulaport Cutthroat. Don't want to lose that. Scarab God comes back. Actually, no, it does not. We'll discard fetch land. Life is getting pretty low. Ravenous Chupacabra. Someone said I was over there cleaning out the septic tank. Dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Mike Rowe ain't around. Opponent shoots our demon. That will trigger the Dictate and the Zulaport and the Black Market. Put Scarab God down to 4. Oh no, Demon sticks. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Opponent shoots the Zulaport Cutthroat. Doesn't want any part of that. How do we get that back? There's got to be a way to get that back. Mana Crypt flip on the Izzet opponent. They did not rift. Oh, that makes me so happy. Taking a look at the deck list, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in here to like possibly finish this thing out. Sir Conrad is a card. Vanquisher's Banner is pretty reasonable, although we don't actually have any Apostles to draw with at the moment. We need one to get the chain started. Although I guess we have Razaketh. We could find one. We could find one. Unfortunately, I don't really have a great way to haste stuff because the Coat of Arms win would be pretty funny too. Opponent's gonna put a Kasmina's Transmutation on our commander. Turns into a 1/1 with no abilities. Still a human though. It's relevant. Phyrexian Metamorph coming into play. Copy Villas. Does Villas do that much for them? Yeah, copy Villas. Why not? It's an 8/8. Oh, it's an 8/8 with haste. And it's gonna have double strike. And it's gonna have double strike. Are we just dead? There are 2. One of these should be legendary, right? They sacrifice 1. Opponent's gonna start targeting some Apostles. It's not amazing. Oh, right, there's an Urborg in play. They can shoot down all of our stuff if they want to. Okie dokie. Yeah, I had this feeling like I should have played the Crush Contraband on the Berserker's Onslaught and the Fervor, because I knew those are the things that would probably kill me. And that's what I think is about to happen. Yeah, I think we're going to go down to this Villas. Apparently the deck is super mana hungry, because even though we have Black Market out most of the game... Oh, wait! We have a dictate. We have a dictate. I don't think we're dead yet. I forgot that we played that. That's why I did that, because I remember that if we could dictate something, and then that would keep us from dying to things that come down with haste and double strike. I knew there was a purpose to that. Haha. More black market triggers, more Villas triggers. Opponent misclicked in there somewhere. I think they meant to activate Villas more times. All right, we're not dead yet. Thran Dynamo for opponent. Cemetery Reaper for opponent, sure. And Erebos Bleak-Hearted into play. I think we are in the clear. Oh no, opponent's gonna rift our black market. Oh, yep, we did need that mana. Did need that mana. There's a Vault of the Archangel. Need that life gain. Was hoping to end the game right here. Now what? How do we make a lot of mana? I think I'm just on Razaketh. Oh, we could animate Shambling Vent. So we could sacrifice Kudro, get Lightning Greaves, and then we've got 16 in the air. Need to kill the Izzet opponent, but that doesn't necessarily solve all of our problems. What else? What can we get on 2 mana that matters? Doesn't look like that much. So I guess, that being the case, take out the Scarab God opponent. They go down. And now we just need to stay alive. Yeah, we've got Dictate, Razaketh against whatever our opponent's got for us. Here's a Crypt Gas for opponent. Mana Crypt flip. I did think about the Boots play and leaving it to the Mana Crypt flip, but if they win the flip and they've won a lot of them... Oh, we got it. We would have got him. We would have got him. We would have been wide open to the Scarab God, though. Inferno Titan would be a big problem for us. There's an Inferno Titan. We're going to have to... What do we need to sacrifice and get? Is Swords gone? Oh, this is bad. Think we already used our Swords. Yep, it's in our graveyard right there. So that's going to be 2 Inferno Titans. We're going to have to sacrifice... Yeah, we're going to have to sacrifice 2 things. Okay. Yep, I see how this is going to go. One's going to Flame Shadow Conjuring. I wonder if we sacrifice in response to the Flame Shadow Conjuring, if it'll still copy. Only one way to find out. Use Razaketh. Oh, this is going to cost 2 life? That's a big problem. Sacrifice Kudro. Draw a land and an Apostle. Oh no, our commander went to the command zone. Oh no. Yep, we're probably going to lose on that. That is how we are going to lose. We are out of instant speed interaction, it looks like. Get the Living Death, I guess. Now we're just dead, I think. Yeah, okay, so sacrifice Villas, it doesn't really matter. We draw some cards. If they get the copy of Inferno Titan, we're just dead. I took Path out of the deck because I was hoping our commander would fill that role, but our commander spent surprisingly little time in play. Let's get Rise of the Dark Realms just in case. Oh, opponent's sending those triggers at opponent's face. All right, all right. In that case, we might survive? Okay, it still makes the copy. We're at 3. There's a lot of ways this could go wrong, though. Piece of removal on our blocker, and we're dead. Yep. Roll reversal, okay. Opponent changes our Inferno Titan with the Razaketh, so we will die to our own Razaketh. Plays a Thought Vessel. Yep, and they're gonna come in. We have nothing. Yeah, I knew that one turn I should have shot the Fervor and the Berserker's Onslaught. That definitely should have happened. But yeah, getting the black market bounced was a big problem. Made a few mistakes in there too. But apparently this deck is super mana hungry because even with just all the help from black market, still not enough. We still just needed more mana. Token gets exiled. My general thoughts are I think the deck could definitely be better. It's going to take some tweaking to get all the dials right. You need a lot of card draw with the Apostles because each individual Apostle is not very impactful. So you need a lot of them, and you need to also draw into cards that matter. So, you know, a card like Ad Nauseam I think is going to be a good idea. That one that lets you draw all the Apostles I think is going to be a good idea. Need to find some other ways to generate more mana. Maybe a Dowsing Dagger or something like that. Dowsing Dagger is a pretty sweet card. So I'm going to have to tinker with it a bit. Other Thassa coming into play. Deep Dwelling. Underworld Breach. Here comes Inferno Titan. This should do it. Yeah, copy Inferno Titan, 2 double strikers. Yep, the cards that I knew would kill me. Definitely got to me. And opponent scoops it right there. Sees what's coming. Yup. So yeah, I think the deck could be better. This is kind of my first go-round in the Shadowborn Apostles world. I'll have to tweak it a bit and see how I can get it balanced out. Needs a few more apostles, needs some better card draw, I think needs more mana production, needs a little bit of everything. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.